So up until here, we've just, dealt with where are you. So you go into a map or you go into a mall and you see the picture on the wall and stuff like that. The first thing I started with was discovering where you are at. And it's a different issue for different people. For some people, it's they're hoarding wealth. For some people, they're maybe spending too much. Someone else, it's this. Someone else is that. Whatever it is for you, what do you do with that? Now comes the second stage, and that is, where do you want to go? So you need to take whatever issue. It might be, an issue of, you're too scared to move your money. And now the place that you want to go, and then you're going to bridge the gap between these two, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. Where do you want to be? What's your destination? A lot of people actually make this mistake on destination because they really don't define it. So when they do define money, they just make some arbitrary number up. And it's usually to be a millionaire. That's usually, when zeros get involved, everybody gets all excited. So I put this topic called Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? Because if you're going to make up goals, you might as well make up like a big goal. Who wants to be a billionaire? I started with this goal, and I actually, I was saying like, oh, millionaire. I was like, forget millionaire, let me be a billionaire. And I started like setting that as my goal. I actually went into the bookstores. Rarely do you read books about billionaires, but I actually studied it. And billionaires, I think there's something to the effect of maybe less than 200 billionaires in the world, right? Something like that. And the billionaires that are out there, right, their whole life becomes an industry or multiple industries, such as the steel industry, such as, you know what I'm saying? And when you really look at it, it's not even exciting anymore. What are you going to do with $1 billion? Nothing. You're just going to have to run your industry, and you'll be brought on TV, stations, and they'll say, so you made $1 billion, whatever. Like, what is to that life? And then when you ask yourself, what do you actually want to do with the money? You'll find that the things that you want to do don't even cost $1 billion. $1 billion is like crazy. $1 billion, what you want to do in your life might not even take $1 million. It might actually only take 12 million. It might only take a couple of $1,000s. You want to donate something to the masjid, the carpet. How much does putting a new carpet into the masjid cost? It might cost like $5,000. It's not $1 million that you need. And taking care of yourself, when you actually calculated it, how much was your number, your monthly number? And that's how much you need, okay? How many people found that that number was actually kind of less? It was like a lower number, yes? How much did it come out to in the end of the year that you actually need? What I'm saying is that how much was the number? Yeah. On the dot, or there were some other numbers? Okay, so 26,000. Somebody else have a number? Number specific, yes, sister? 16,000, that's excellent, right? Actually, when I did this activity, mine came out to like 17,200 for the entire year. And I realized at that point, I'm already financially independent. I don't need, because it's only 17,000. When you actually look at your expenses, it's not that much. Right? When you look at how much is your rent, how much is this, how much is that. So where is the 80,000 going? It's going to McDonald's. That's where it's going. It's going to, Pepsi and Coke. These things, that we just don't take for granted or we don't pay attention to, and just our whole life saving goes through, eating out or whatever, how we spend it. Now that you have a specific number, you now know the number it will take to be financially independent. Of course, you can put a little cushion on top of that, but if it's 17,000 or if it's 24,000, it's a lot less than what you would assume. How many people had like a bigger number, like in the 40s, 50s or something like that? 40, 50? Anybody past 60 in that calculation there? 60? What's that? For the year, like how much your expenses are for the year? It's still past 60? Okay, khair. Then, and how many people passed 100,000 for the year? Anybody past 100,000? Okay, so now we're dealing with, something like a little bit less than $1 million. $1 million would definitely solve all your issues, but now you have a specific number to aim for, and this is what you need to focus on. Khair.